All right, so step-by-step guide to finding your perfect trade. You don't need much to find a day trade or a scalp trade. You just need to concentrate on what's happening, where price is at. So what's happening today? Since Asian session, London session, and now in New York session, and we want to look for a trade for New York session. So we're trying to figure out what has happened in our previous sessions that we can use to our advantage. So right now, during Asian session, price pushed lower to retest the day before's low, right? Which is very much fine considering that our daily candle was bearish. So we had Asian session push lower, successfully reject yesterday's low, right? And then during London session, we had price push higher and created a new high. So since London session created a new high, what was most likely going to happen? New York session, when it opens, it was supposed to retest the last low or the nearest low that was created during London session for it to go higher. So it needed to retest the nearest low or the nearest high, reject it to confirm that price has enough volume to push higher. If it didn't reject the last low that was created during London session, then price would have been bearish, right? So this is the last low that price created during London session, all right? This was our last low that was created during London session, right? So since price had created a high confirming that we had an impulse that's happening, price needed to retest the low for it to continue going higher, right? So we would have waited to see how this 1 hour candle would close, of which it pushed lower and got rejected at the bottom, then pushed higher. As you can see, this is our low. Price pushed lower to retest our order block area and it got rejected. So this is our order block area. Those 2 points, the low and the high of the last bearish candle before price pushed higher, is our order block. We have price pushing into our low to retest, right? It retested and it got rejected and it pushed back up to our resistance, right? So if price pushed back to our resistance, what is that telling us? That's telling us that price is enough bullish volume for it to push higher. And the next candle that printed is a strong bullish candlestick. You can see how this is an engulfing candle. It engulfed 1, 2, 3. So you can see how price closed above our range. So this would have been your range, and you can see how price closed above that range, right? That's confirming that price is ready for it to push higher and higher. So you could have easily entered the moment the candle closed or when it retested the breakout for it to go higher. All right, so what are the 3 things that you need to take note of? You need to take note of what happened during London session. Did it go higher? Did it go lower? All right, is it rejecting or is it pushing higher? Is it pushing higher in the direction of the trend, or are we trying to reverse the trend? Are we trying to reject? So you have to think first what price is doing from the information that it has given you before, like the previous hours, then use that information to your advantage. So since we know that price is pushing higher on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, on the monthly time frame, we are very much bullish. So that means we're only looking for buys, we're not looking for sales, because price isn't close below an area that we can say, okay, price is now bearish. So if we're looking for buys, what's the best area that you can buy it, right? So you're looking for the nearest low that price can retest for it to push higher. The moment it retests that low, you can enter, you can use your buy limits if you want in that area. However, you just have to manage accordingly if things don't work out the way you want it to. If it does work out the way you want it to, then as long as price rejects that low, confirms your rejection, as we have a bullish candle closing above, that confirms that the trade is now ready for it to push higher. However, we only managed to see this trade because we have used the information that price is giving us in that moment, right? London session gave us an impulse, right? So if London session gave us an impulse, what's right to do? What do we know? What's the most obvious thing? Price needs to come back and retest for it to go higher. It's not just coming back to retest, it's coming to give us a better entry so that we don't have to enter at that high. So we're retesting the last low created for it to push higher in the direction of the trend, right? So you're waiting for price to confirm the rejection. Once it confirms the rejection, you can enter, or you can wait for a proper bullish candle to close to tell you that bullish pressure is now in the market, right? If this candle had closed bearish, that would have confirmed sales, because instead of price breaking above our high, what it do? It just came back to retest that high and got rejected, because price would have closed bearish. And if it got rejected, then we know this is ready to push lower, right? However, price didn't do that, right? Price retested the low or the previous low from London session, the nearest low from London session, and then it confirmed the bullish pressure by the next candle closing bullish above your small range, telling you that price is now ready to push higher. So basically, it's all about telling a story. And when you tell that story, you need to be confident with your analysis. If you're not confident with your analysis, then you would miss it when you originally had it in mind. So it's all about confidence in yourself.